Hey, it's your girl Morticia Sherman, that unapologetic therapist. Welcome to another episode this Wednesday, which is the first Wednesday of the month of February. I am here to tell you happy Black History Month. I'm so excited to see you here. Tune in, have your people to sign in, log in. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you so you can see who I am. This is me. That's all me. That is all me. Your girl, the unapologetic therapist. Yes, I'm inviting people into the show. Come on, sign in with me. Be on here with me. Um, I sent out the invitation. Come on, sign up, log in. Let's talk about Black history, real talk. Real empowerment. Um, I'm noticing that there's a slow up. I'm going to tell you, I had to say this while talking on the phone with someone today. I said the reason why the system is slowing up because there's so much stuff going on at the beginning of the year. You have um, you have people who are uh, analysts, specialists. You got the government going on. You got people in the government that's trying to bring laws to the government. You have people in business. It's so much going on at the beginning of the year. And that's why I always say it's best to prepare your year when your birthday is. That way, things like this won't transpire. I am here to tell you right now, we're going to get into some deep conversation about what's going on out here in the world, the laws that are going on. I have to tell you again and again and again, the president can't do anything without the legislative system. Yeah, he can write these things and say shut down the economy and shut down this and shut down that and all of this and all that. But we have people who we've elected in office that can go in and fight for us. But we have to also be vocal about the things that we're talking about too with the people. You know, talk to your congressman. Talk to your legislative system. Talk to the people that you voted for when we did the election last year. Those people are your voices. Those are the people that's going to hear you out, say what needs to be said. But my question is, let's check our mental health temperatures. Let's check the mental health temperatures. How are you feeling right now with what's going on with the economy? How are you feeling right now with what's going on with the government? We're in a new electoral term of a new president. Okay. And no matter who's in office, it affects us as a people, period. No matter who's in office, whomever we voted to elect in office, even if we didn't vote for that person, whomever's in office affects us all, not just the people who voted for them, but the people who didn't vote. We have to stand as a nation, stand as the people who have voices. That's just one person, but it's many of us. So when I say stand and be heard, I really mean stand and be heard. You have people out here who are in Congress. You have people who are out here that are in just the legislative bracket. Okay. If you don't know who your senator is, if you don't know who your governor is, if you don't know who your mayor is, if you don't know who your congressperson is, you need to know these people and you need to learn who these people are, because the things that go on in those offices affect us mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. Okay. Know those people, know who you put in office, know who got voted into office. Because there's a lot of laws and regulations and rules and all these things that are happening out here in society that we don't have any clue of because we don't know what's going on. Tonight, happy Black History Month. I am all about laughter, fun facts, things that happen in the African American culture. What are we doing out here in our community? What is going on? How are we affecting people positively? You know, honestly, I'm excited to be a black female. I am. I'm excited. The fact that I'm black, I'm a female. I get excited knowing that I'm a mom. I get excited knowing that I can be here to talk to people about your mental health. I'm passionate about it. I love it. I'm going to advocate for you. I talk to a lot of different people in Congress, in these seats, because I get a chance to go to different events that are going on. So if I can, bend over an ear to have somebody to hear what's going on, then I'm going to do that. But I also need you to know that you have that same voice. You have that same voice to say, hey, this is not right. I'm not feeling this. This is what's going on. You can write letters. You can send emails. They have staff that'll listen. Because again, these people are in office because we placed them in office, either by voting, either we voted for them or somebody else voted for them and they won. Either way, they are in office. Okay. When it comes to mental health, I'm saying check your mental health thermometer. Okay. Every day before you put your feet on the ground, I need you to check your mental health. Know what it is that you're going to do that day. Last month was January. I did the January New Year, new mindset. I challenged you with the vision boards, these vision board parties, all these things that were going on about your vision. And I told you to rethink your vision and mind map it. For the month of February, we're talking about functioning and functioning correctly in the month of February. Although it's Black History Month, to me, every month is a history month. May it be Black, Hispanic, whichever culture, whichever race you are in, it's history. February is a designated month for Black history. I know May we go into Cinco de Mayo. I also know for the month of going into March, you have Ramadan and you have all these other things that are going on. But my statement is know your history, know the facts. Okay. I put a post on February 1st talking about how slavery was written into the Constitution. I believe it's the 13th or 14th Constitution, where the president signed the statement for no longer to have slavery. Okay. We also know slavery is not just a physical thing, but it's also a mental thing. Slavery is a mentality that a lot of people are dealing with today. A lot of people are enslaved in their thoughts. A lot of people are enslaved in what's going on in their mind. They're thinking that they can't move forward. They're thinking life is just not going to be good for them. There's a lot of things going on. And I honestly, and this is my opinion as the unapologetic therapist, I believe that's why a lot of times vision boards are done in January, because people want you to become unslaved in your mind. But in order for that to happen, you have to have the right mindset. You can't jump into something and not know exactly where you're going when you're going through that. Okay. Unapologetically, check your mind, check the temperature, check your environment. If you don't have a therapist, therapy is for everybody. I can't say it over and over again, and I can't say it enough. I have a therapist. Okay. I also have outside colleagues who are therapists, and we talk all the time. It's good to have a group where you can vent to, but not to the detriment of that person not knowing if they're growing, because I don't like to say growing through something mentally. Okay. Check on your people. I said this in December. Check on your people. I said it in November. Check on your loved ones, family, foes. Check on them, because, again, here we are, 4 years to go under this presidential elected person, according to whoever elected for him. But I also noticed something, and I'm going to be very controversial on this. A lot of the stuff that we're talking about should be something we as a culture should have talked about a long time ago. And when I say this is, if your sister has the mindset that she has to live off of the government for the rest of her life, you should have snatched your sister up out of that and said, hey, no, what do you have inside of you that you can move forward where your daughter and your daughter's daughter and your daughter's daughter don't have to believe that they have to have food stamps, Medicaid, all this other stuff to live? I'm going to hold everybody accountable. I say this over and over again. True enough, these things are happening where the elected president is signing this law of saying, hey, we need to remove all this free stuff. Because what it is free stuff. We need to remove all this free stuff, and people need to stop living off the free stuff, and people need to get jobs where we can put back into the economy. I'm, for one, will snatch my sister up and be like, hey, Section 8, I get that. Don't you want a house? Don't you want your own place? Don't you want to be able to own your own stuff where the government won't have to tell you how to live? Okay, I'm going to be honest, and I can be very transparent. Been there, done that. I was on Section 8. I've been on food stamps. I've received TANA. Actually, as a matter of fact, I really don't believe in child support because I feel like a man needs to take care of his child regardless, and a mother needs to take care of her child regardless. True enough, you can't pay all the bills and this, that, and the other in a separate household. And some people can, and some people can't. But I did that to my ex-husband at the time because I was like, hey, I didn't put child support on him, but I did kind of sort of. I did it myself. The government didn't do it because I needed him to support the kids. But then I'm going to tell you what happened in my life and what made me change was when I decided that my life needed to be so much different. And I don't care what a woman would say to me about this and whatnot. I actually went to the government. I went to the child support office. And when I went to the child support office, I found out what it was because I did it myself. Like I said, the government didn't come in and put him on child support or nothing like that. I did, but then I turned around and I was like, you know what? I don't have to force you to take care of our kids. So I went back to the Attorney General's office and I was like, look, take him off. I don't want him to nothing. If he don't want to have anything to do with our kids, if he don't want to support our children, if he don't want to do anything, drop the child support. This man was in the office and the lady, it was so funny. The lady stood up there and she was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. I said, I prayed about it. I thought about it. I can take care of my kids. I'll get a job, do whatever I need to do. I'm not going to force him to do anything like that. I dropped child support off him. I did. This man was so delusional. And I laugh about this now because on January 21st, made 14 years I've been divorced. But when I did it, the lady was like, are you sure? Because the way he acted, I can put him back on, and I can make him go back to the time. And I was like, ma'am, no, it's not necessary. Because I had to change my mindset. And I had to change my mentality of how I seen him and how I seen myself. And I tell people whenever they ask me about my children, I tell them all 4 of them are successful in their own right because they never went out without food. They never went without clothing. They never went, well, I've been homeless before and have slept in my truck. Me and my youngest daughter, we did encounter that time. But in that, I had some strong people that were there to help us. And I really appreciate them for being there. It was so to a point, even telling my church family at the time was not a good thing for me because I didn't feel safe. And I'm being very honest and transparent and very unapologetic. I really did not. I did not want to tell them, hey, I didn't have a place to stay. I mean, my daughter was this. I actually reached out to people directly on my own. And I really cherish and honor those people. And I ask God to bless them over and over again, above and beyond, because they were there during the season that I went through, that season of being divorced, homeless, telling the government, telling the home attorney general's office to take the child support off of my ex-husband at the time. And you can do that. You can really do that. Take them off of it. Don't do it anymore. My oldest two kids were grown. My son was, my three children were really, everybody hadn't graduated except for my baby girl. But we managed and we maintained, and I did not miss a beat. That's why I said, look at what's going on. The president elected is just uncovering a lot of things that needs to be uncovered. Because believe me, what he signed for is not just affecting the black, the brown, it's affecting everybody, every color, every nationality. When he says to stop these free programs, to stop all this other stuff that's going on from, what is it? Head Start, insurance. It's not just affecting the people who are getting these things for free, but it's affecting those who really are trying to really get up out of this. We as a community, when I say it takes a community to promote awareness, we as a community have to get out here and talk to those who are in office and say, hey, well, what programs do you have that will cover that mother, or that single mother, or that single father that's coming in that wants that better life? Section 8 should be temporary housing. You should be there to save up money to be able to do what you need to do. That's the programs that I enjoy. That why he can't, and the unapologetic therapist is talking about doing for the mental health community. We want them to come in, be able to save, and live not off the government. I'm telling you, it was best said a long time ago. When you have to go inside of these food stamp offices and go into these housing places, only thing you're not telling them is your blood type. If they wanted to know your blood type, they would know your blood type. You have to tell them your name, your address, your social security number. If anybody else is staying in the house, for a woman who's trying to be, if a family is trying to be a not just a single family household, but a family with the mom, the father, and the children, and and the husband is making this money, and you got to tell housing that, hey, I do have income coming in, and I'm with this man. And let me tell you my back history. Yeah, I lived in Haverstock. We used to call it have a crack, have a whatever. That was my first independent apartment, was Haverstock. And that was in the early 90s when I had my first two young children. And living there, my whole goal was not to be there forever. And I really was not there forever. I wasn't. I moved from Haverstock, and then I got my own apartment, paying my own rent. I had a job. By this time, I had two children still and was pregnant with my third. When I moved out of there, I moved into my own place. When I went from my own place, I knew that this was a stepping stool. There's no way, and I'm saying this unapologetically, there's no way you should be living on Section 8 for lifetime. No. If you get mad because the government want to come and check your apartment and they doing this inspection and you got to move stuff around and you got to hide this and get your own place, get your own apartment. Really, if that's the way you want to live, unapologetically. If you don't want the government in your business, get a job, pay your own bills, do your things on your own. That way you ain't got to worry about, a caseworker coming and checking to see what's going on in your life and all this other stuff. Don't complain about something that you get mad about. That's period, point blank for me. I'm going to say that unapologetically, because you need to change your mindset. If you don't want the government to come and question what's going on in your household and what's going on in your house, who's staying there, why they're staying there, how much money you got going. Get off of it. Then you won't have to worry about the president signing something saying that you don't need to have this free and that free. Okay? Even when it comes to insurance, okay? I'm on it for right now. I have to be on it because I want you to change your mindset. Stop complaining about what this Republican, Democratic, whichever, red, white, and blue, all this stuff going on. We were not created for that, you guys. We were not created to sit up here and live a haphazard, no lacking, deprived, um, impoverished life. Okay. Some were meant to work, some were meant to have businesses, some people were meant to have all these different things. But I'm telling you right now, as an unapologetic therapist, to help your mental, to help your financial, to help your physical. Because again, when you're stressed, when things are so heavy on you, it gets inside of your muscle tissues and it gets inside of those tissues and it starts to tension up and it causes you to have all these aches and pains because you're stressed. Why are you stressed? You're stressed because you're worried about what the government is going to do. You're stressed about all these other things that are happening in the economy and in the environment that you're around. You can change that. I'm telling you, I love telling my stories because I get excited when somebody wants to hear them. Whether they want to hear them or not, I'm going to tell my story. Yes, I've been on all kind of government assistance. Yes, I've been on housing. I've been on all these things, and you can change it with your mindset. You really can. Stop having a impoverished mindset thinking that because they're taking these things away, that you can't live, that you're not able to live the best life that you can live. Okay. It's so much stuff out here. You don't want to have a job? Start a business. You don't want to start a business? Hey, do something that keeps the government out of your business. That way you can mind the business that pays your bills. Like the statement says, mind your business that pays your bills and you can live the life that you want to live. But first, you got to change your mindset. New mindset. For all these mothers that are out here, I'm not saying that that's for you. If you want to drop child support, daddies, if you want to drop child support, because when I look at how the government handles parents who are taking care of children outside of the home, according to how they put it in their pocket, hypothetically, the government is telling you out of your check to pay $150 to that kid a month. Do you know they don't get that full $150? Are you serious? Why? Because they have to put the money in their pocket. Actually, as a matter of fact, when a parent pays child support, and I don't care, I really don't care because I know it. What they do is they send that money to the trust, the Attorney General's trust. It sits there. It gains interest for the government. When it gains interest for the government, then the government gives you what your portion is going to be out of that money. Am I right or am I wrong? Hey, I don't care. I'm unapologetic about this. The same thing. When you work all your life and you're gain and you get Social Security, they used to send letters in the mail telling you how much your Social Security will be when you turn the retirement age. But they keep trying to change this retirement age. So even and I found out through talking with other individuals who work for the government, if you work in the post office or whatever, you have to find a job that puts into your Social Security so you can get it by the time it's time for you to retire. I'm talking about changing your mindset. As an unapologetic therapist, Black History Month, here's the history, Black people. And we're talking about Black History Month. Change your mindset because you are still enslaved in your mind thinking that the government really cares about you when it really does not. I said this on the podcast about probably like 2 or 3 podcasts ago, when I said that I've been really looking into Black Wall Street as well as what happened in Tulsa. We have some people that are out here who are teaching us about Black Wall Street. Um, and I really respect that young man. He is amazing. I really enjoy the guy from Wall Street. He talks about building wealth and building Black wealth. Do you not know how powerful we are when we change our mindset? Black History Month. Black History Month fact. Changing our mindset will put us back into Black Wall Street, will put us back into how Tulsa was. But again, we have to change our mindset. If you really want to go there, when these two situations happen, now it may have happened before these happened, but the government was like, let me put food stamps and all these governmental benefits in order. Ooh, so I can keep tabs on what's going on with the Black culture and all these other cultures, these other races, excuse me, these other races. So I can keep my thumb on these races to know that, hey, this Black family over here, they need food stamps, they need all this. So I can find out who's all in the household. Is dad in there? Is mom in there? People, we are powerful. If you really, really think about it, if we can really sit down and have a real conversation, a mastering of the mind, a mastering of the changing of our mindset, do you know how many generations we can affect if we change our mindset? If the fathers sit down with their sons and say, hey, I need you to pull your pants up. We didn't do that back in the days. I need you to understand that working and not out here just because a female is giving her body or a male is giving their body, that you're supposed to take advantage of that because you're really hurting other people. I don't like that statement. Hurt people hurt people. A hurt person can only hurt you if you allow them to, mentally, honestly, period, point blank. I say that unapologetically, and I meant that. If we together as a race, as a culture, would sit down and really think about the things that we have for us as a community and how powerful we are. And just like they said, send the Hispanics back over to Mexico, send the Blacks back over to Africa. Yeah, that's where my descendants come from, but I was born and raised here in America. Yeah, my great, I would say about 5 generations back before me probably came, and I found out we came from Sierra Leone, which is the most richest part of Africa. So I want my royalties. I want my riches, and I'm not leaving this earth until I get them. But I'm not allowing the government to tell me what I am and what royalty belonged to me, because I had to change my mindset. When I saw myself growing through the period of life where I was on food stamps, receiving TANA, on housing, all of this transpired before I got married. True enough. And then after I got married, I had to let those things go, but I was okay with that. My kids were old enough and I knew how to move forward in life, because I got tired. I honestly got tired of the government asking me who was in my house and who was there and who helped me pay bills and all this other stuff. I actually got fed up with that because it was like an invasion of my privacy. I call it the invasions of the body snatchers. You want, what else you want to know? Is what's my blood type? What kidney, what is my kidneys functioning? Is my liver functioning? Is my heart functioning? When we talk about Black history, we as a Black culture should be so far along to where even what just transpired should not even affect us. It shouldn't. We should have our own insurance. We should have our own banks, which we do. We should have our own bank accounts, which we do. We should have all this. But why does the government have to determine who and what we are? If we learn to change our mindset and do the things the way we're supposed to do them, then our lives will be so much better. It would be. It would be so much better if we change our mindset and we saw who we really were or who we really are as a Black culture. Not just our culture, but any culture that is not out to destroy us, not out to do. And they say it a lot. You know, they call us the crab in a bucket mentality. They do. They call Blacks the crab in a bucket. We see one Black person go up and we try and pull him down. We see a sister grow up and we try and pull her down. We see a brother doing good, we try and pull him down. We talk negative about our own self. Why should they even worry about us? Because we tear our own selves down. Unapologetically, as your unapologetic therapist, I'm asking you to change your mindset. 2025, let's go in and tear some stuff down and make it work for us as a Black culture. That's going to make new Black history. We should be making history, new history all the time. And it shouldn't just be seen on TV about somebody's son getting arrested because, they're riding in a car with cocaine or something like that. If you notice, they focus on the negative stuff about the Black culture, about the Black race, about the Hispanic race, about any race outside of those that the government don't care about. They really don't care about us. So let's change our mindset. I'm so stuck on that Kendrick Lamar song, They Not Like Us. Kendrick, thank you. Kendrick Lamar, thank you very much for that song. Because they're not like us. They are not like us as Black history, continuously writing Black history, continuously doing Black history. Every time when we do something to change the government, change the economy, change the world, it's history. Black history wasn't just back in the days. We're continuously making history. And we need to hone in on those things because it's us. If you look at who created peanut butter, who created the light bulb, who created all these different things, we've created so much stuff in the Black culture, in the Black race. There's no way at all that we should be struggling. And our go-to is the government for housing, for to be able to buy food, to be able to do these other things. Now, I did hear that this gentleman said, and I tend to watch social media for a gathering of information, is what I call it. I'll watch it because I want to hear what people saying about different things that are going on. And there was this gentleman, and he was saying that the reason why these things are being switched around because people who go to work every day, who have a 9 to 5, who has family, and because we're paying mortgage and we're paying truck note, we're paying truck insurance and car insurance and insurance at the job, why we can't get food stamps. And I thought that was so funny because I would tell my coworkers that all the time. I was like, man, we need to get food stamps. We don't want, we trying to put food on our table and we're, paying, for this stuff and all this, paying health insurance. And I'm not talking about small amounts for anybody who has a job that has insurance included in your job and you get insurance. I'm telling you, anywhere from $100 to almost $500 per pay period to cover your family for life insurance, health, dental, mental, all of this stuff. Not even to say that we're not even making enough to take care of our homes, especially if you're making minimum wage. And in most minimum wage jobs, they don't even have insurance. But then you have those who have beyond minimum wage and you're getting hourly or salary. By the time they take out your check, You really barely have enough to get in, make buy groceries. you know, and I say this jokingly, and a lot of people who know that talk to me, I say this all the time. I'm gonna start a mental health strip club. So we're gonna make it drizzle instead of make it rain. Because a lot of times, by the time we get paid, we need some more money. So we have to go and get side jobs. And I really do. I have my godmother. Man, this woman is so amazing. Growing up, I saw her as she worked for the sheriff's department and even in the police department and other industries. They have to work second jobs just to make the household manage. Okay. You guys, we have to change our mindset. When I say the call of action is right now today, it is right now today. You are seeing what's going on. You are seeing what the elected, I don't know why I keep saying, but the guy that's in office, the guy who's the president, that person. And mentally, I'm trying to really be nice about this whole situation. The one with the toufle, the wavy hair, all these things that he's doing is exposing a lot of things that are going on that we as a people really need to pay attention to. And we as a people need to get in order. We need to get our house in order. We need to get our mindset in order. We need to really think about the things that are transpiring right now because we got 4 more years of this. Do you really want what's going on now to affect at least 4 generations? Because every year is considered a generation that he's harming of the Black culture, of the Black race, of the Hispanic culture, of the Hispanic race, of all. He's talking about tariff taxes. I just got a text message talking about whatever you order from Shein and Temu, whatever it is on back order, and you won't get it because he's signed this tariff attack where he wants to tax everybody, everything that's coming in to the ports. Okay? He wants to tax it, and he wants them to pay taxes on it. But if we change our mindset and we change how we think about things and how it's time for a pivotal moment. It really is. If you're a Black business owner, send me your information. DM me. Let me know what you got going on. If you're a Hispanic business owner, DM me. Let me know what's going on. Because in all of everything, the Black race spends the most money. We spend the most money, and it's so ironic. Even in spending the most money, even if it was the government giving you a check every month, you're spending that money back into the economy. And we're the last ones to get a lot of different things in order. I need you to get your mental health in order. I need you to get your finances in order. I need you to get your health because your health brings you wealth. Your wealth brings you clarity. When you tell the government no more of you finding out who's in my household and who's paying for what and all this other stuff because I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to do it the right way, that's when you're taking your mindset and you're changing it. There's no reason your daughter, your son, your granddaughter, your great granddaughter, all of them should be receiving food stamps. Yeah, all that stuff. And unapologetically, come on, let's really be real. There's been a time when we also say, hey, who has it so I can buy me some because I need some groceries. I've been there, done that, all that. I haven't heard much about WIC for mothers who have babies. Though a couple of years ago, during COVID, there was a shortage on formula. Are you not aware that breast milk really has a lot of more protein and stuff that a baby needs? Not everybody can do it, but yet and still, it still should be a thought about process. Taking the economy out of your your circle, taking the government out of your circle of feeling like you have to depend on them every month in order to survive. I love the scripture where God told Peter to teach the men how to fish. That's what I'm doing unapologetically. I'm teaching you how to fish so you can live a lifetime instead of teaching you how just to catch a rod out there. You need to learn skills. You need to learn how to keep yourself motivated. You need to learn how to change your mentality and your mindset when it comes to your finances, your health, your wealth, your well being, your household, your family. I mean, just imagine if you're sitting at home and then all of a sudden somebody knocks at your door and tells you, hey, I need to place an eviction or I need to put you out of your house because you're not telling the truth of how many people are in your house. How devastating it is for a kid. How devastating it is for anybody. But you gotta change your mindset. You have to change your mentality. You have to be able to know that you can do all things, not just anything, but you can do all things. I watch, a lot of people say stuff about Tyler Perry, but I have the whole collection of Tyler Perry movies. But there was something on Tyler Perry's Madeira's family reunion, I believe it was. And she told the gentleman this to play. Madeira told the gentleman about the drug dealer. If you can sell it, scrape it, whip it up, all that in the kitchen, all this, and I'm not trying to tell you to do that, you can start a business. If your mind can have you to think of the process of how to calculate money to bring into your household without the government being involved, you can't do that on your own. What's your mindset? You can do that on your own. You can sit there and find out how much it would cost for you to live the life that you want to live and go back to mind mapping it. I'm talking about Black history. I'm talking about us being Black. I'm talking about Black history and the history of the fact that people done this before us. That right now it should be so elevated till we should be a far greater people. We should be so far. What are you waiting on 40 acres and a mule for? I know different cultures, different races, different races that build up each family member, and you already know who and what I'm talking about, that will build up each family member and help them to move forward. Had I known that as a mom back in the days, and I would have learned that before, my kids would have been far way different than where they are right now today. Had I known how to set them up for success financially, because my mindset would have been different. I always raised them and told them I didn't want them staying in Texas. I told them to go somewhere so I can have somewhere to go and visit. Only one of them listened though. I told them move somewhere so I can go visit y'all so we can see each other and have exciting vacation trips. But now where I am at the age of 53, I'll be 54 this year. My mindset has changed. And changing my mindset, I'm working on creating new Black history. So my granddaughter, my grandson, my great, I tell God all the time, I want to be here for at least 4 generations because I want to see them and I want to see what I did to impact them and during their time when it's time for them to be here on this earth. Being that there's, a lot of people waiting for Jesus to come back. I tell them all the time, don't come back too fast because I still got purpose. But it's also scriptural. The man, meaning, even if you're a female without a husband, but you have children, or you have a husband, you got children, or a man, it says a man should leave wealth for at least 4 generations. 3 going into 4. What are you leaving? What is your mental leaving for those 4 generations? What is your thoughts? What are you leaving for those generations? At least 3 generations. What are you leaving? What is your mentality telling you to leave for your children, children's, children's children? Check your mindset. You really want to think about Black history? Go back to what those people were doing. My grandparents left houses and land. One of them we lost. I wish I could get it back. That's how it should be. To let your children know that they can own stuff. To let you know that you can own this. Billions of people in this world. I always say if I can touch at least 1% of that billion worldwide, 1%. Do you know how wealthy generations behind me would be? Of my lineage? Just 1%. What is your thoughts? Where's your mindset? How are you making history in the Black history? How are you making history? What are you doing? Are you tearing down your generation? Are you talking about them? Are you making it so hard to where even I've seen a billionaire, I think it was Jobs, said that he was not leaving nothing for his children, that they had to work for it. What are you doing? This Black History Month, what I want you to do is I want you to sit down, look at your family, see how you want your, because you can't take that stuff with you when you leave. You can't, when that casket closed, when you close your eyes for that final chapter of the book, which is not the final chapter of the book. I hate when people say that, honestly. Hate is such a hard word, but still. When your body gets tired and it's no longer available to walk this earth, we are a soul. We are spirits. We're spiritual beings possessing a body. I learned that. Thank you, Pastor Randolph. We are spiritual beings. We possess, we're walking, we're in this body, and we're here for a season. What are you doing? How are you leaving wealth for your family? What's your mindset? What's going on? How are you impacting generations, your lineage? Because let me tell you, what you do is like the foundation of that tree. And I know you've seen this tree sign over and over again where you see this tree and these branches and it's big. But you're this foundation of the tree where roots grow from there, from your ancestors, your mom, her mom, for women, mom, dad, men, fathers, whatever. The OJ's, the family reunion song, is so amazing if you really sit down and listen to it. But what, you're the foundation, you're the new generation. that's setting off branches, setting up bushes for your children, their children, their children, and their children to live off of. And not to live off of in a negative way, but why would you want your child to live off the government? Why would you want your child to have a government life to where they have to worry about on a continual basis of what next president is going to change their life and how they eat, how they sleep, how they breathe, how they live? Why would you want somebody to do that? We're not cattle. We're not herd. We're not sheep. We're not none of this. So I asked you and I challenge you to change your mindset. Look at what's going on. All the stuff that's happening after uh, that person got initiated, inaugurated, whichever one you want to call it. Unapologetically, change your mindset. Unapologetically, get out of the government rat race. Unapologetically, get off the government system. Unapologetically, you can do what you need to do to make sure you live the best life that you want to live. You ain't got to get out here and steal, kill. That's what the enemy does. The enemy comes out, steal, kill, and destroy. But we have a roadmap that was placed for us. That's why I love us and I do things for us, that we can have a better life and a better mindset. Need therapy? Find a therapist. I may not be your therapist. If you need one, I know plenty. If you need a psychiatrist, I know plenty. I actually had a psychiatrist that I know that I worked with, and this is how you know you have good rapport with people. He was able to find my phone number today and was like, Morticia, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm doing this and this, and this going on. And I passed my exam and I'm becoming a licensed therapist and all that. And he was like, I'm so excited for you. He was like, I'm so excited for you. And he was like, wow. I said, but I'm not going to stop there. I can't stop there because I'm doing stuff for us. And I'm not going to stop. I wasn't going to do that Diddy song. Can't stop, won't stop. I'm not going to do that. But I'm doing stuff for us. So if you have not, and you feel led to, sign a team up, because I'm all for making history, setting new mindsets. If you know families who need information about mental health, what it requires, what it needs in our underserved communities, if you know a company that would love to sponsor, love to be a part of this event, let them know. Share it. Just like I said with our YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe. Share this information. The symposium is still happening. It's going to happen. Lottie-dottie and everybody. I'm coming to your churches. I'm coming to your organizations. I'm coming to your games, because we have to change our mindset. We have to get out of this government rat race, this impoverished mind rat race. We have to get out of it, because we are mentally millionaires, but we have to change our mindset. We've started things, man. Go back and look at the history of Tulsa, Black Wall Street. I'm sure there's other things that are going on that have happened in our past that people have fought for us to change our mindset and to live a better life. I'm all for it. I'm all for my people winning. I want you to win. Then, yes, I did get nominated as a psychotherapist of the year. Thank you for Down for the Underground. You guys are amazing. I have a couple other events. Be on the lookout. There's some things going on. Website is being rebuilt. Um, I'm telling you, it's some amazing things, and I can't help but to thank God for it, because He put me on in this place. God put me here. He put me here when I was 14, but I had to grow through the journey to get to where I am now. I had to grow through it. I had to grow through that divorce. I had to grow through that separation. I had to grow through being a teen mom. I had to grow through all of those things. I had to grow through being a mom of 4 children, that every day when I look at them, I thank God, because they are such an amazing gift. And I appreciate them because they continue to grow me. They continue to grow me. And for my love people, people in my circle, my support team, my person, all those who are in my life that push me, that don't know that they're pushing me, that don't know that they're growing me and that they're stretching me. I thank you. I appreciate you. My Save the City family, the comedians, everybody who has made a great impact in my life. I appreciate you. I truly appreciate you. Now, when I win this lottery, I'll think about y'all. For real. I'll go incognito. Incognito. I'll go in hiding because I got to think about those things and what I'm going to do, but I got to be a blessing. I always say I'm blessed to be a blessing. May it be in my time. May it be when I talk to you. Maybe when I encourage you. May it be when I sow a seed into you. May it be however, whomever, whichever way I do it. I'm always going to be a blessing to someone because I'm selfless. I love people. And I love to see people win. And I love to see people live the life that they deserve and the life that they need to live. But I need to see you change your mindset unapologetically. You want to make history? Let's make Black history the Black history way and change things. Change the history of how you're going to serve those generations that to follow you, your sons, your daughters, those who are to follow them, their children, those to follow their children, their children's children, and know that they don't have to struggle and be up under the government's thumb of telling the government how they live their life, and they can just live their life. Okay? If you want to talk to me, I got a couple of other events going on. Be on the lookout on all my social media platforms of what I'm doing. That's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm on all of those. Martisha Sherman, the Unapologetic Therapist. Thank you for sitting with me tonight. I can't wait for you to see the guests for the duration of February into March. So be on the lookout. Everything is happening so fast. One thing on the heels of the others. Blessings are flowing. They are flowing. They're flowing. This is the year of blessings beyond human comprehension. And I'm telling you right now, change your mindset and you'll see it happen. It's your girl, Martisha Sherman. I love you to life, and ain't nothing you can do about it.